Hey, I'm having a lot of money on you, man.
Well, you getting ready to be a rich nigga.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Welcome back to the Talking Cash Shit podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Knows Money, and I'm here with my co-host, Mojo Hill.
Mojo Hill.
You damn right. And as usual, we're back with your favorite segment, Asking for a Friend.
Asking for a friend.
Before we get into it, make sure you're following us on YouTube, Talking Cash Podcast. And if you are following us, make sure you like and get in them comments. We'd like to know what y'all think about our advice. And we mix it up with y'all. If you're not following us, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you'll know every time we drop some new content.
Down below. Just look at it down below.
There you go. Hey, if you're not following us on social media, make sure you check us out. We're at Talking Cash Shit on Twitter and Talking Cash Podcast on Instagram. And if you want to be featured in this segment, hit our DMs or email the show at info@talkingcashpodcast. We'll always keep you anonymous, and we'll always give you some great, useful advice.
And this episode is sponsored by Cone.
What the hell is Cone?
Cone is a anti-inflammatory, an astringent, detoxifier. You name it, it's multi-purpose. You can put it in your weed eater.
Lord.
Crank your car with it. This episode is sponsored by Cone. Shouts out to Cone.
All right. Where'd you get your Cone from, Mojo?
I can't give up the plug.
Just pick it up.
I just pick it up. I don't tell where
We just find it.
Just pick up the Cone.
All right. So we have an interesting episode today. Got a very interesting scenario, and it's got a lot of moving parts. So y'all got to pay attention. Make sure you keep up. This letter is titled, "What Did He Do with All the Money?" My dying husband cashed his $700,000 life insurance and emptied his bank account.
Woo!
Hit that Ric Flair on you. A kick in the chest. Again, sponsored by Cone.
Cone.
All right, let's get into it. The letter says this lady's husband was diagnosed with brain cancer. And then the doctors told him that, he wouldn't make it past 5 years.
Damn.
Well, it turns out that he did have brain cancer, but he had a longer prospect for life because the hospital mixed up his biopsy results. Long story short, they sued the hospital, get a nice settlement, and, nice little nest egg for him. Now, the lady says her husband was a high-end executive, and he asked that he be allowed to continue to manage their bank accounts and finances because it made him feel like he was still working. The woman who's writing the letter, his wife, decided that she would concentrate on raising the children, and she was locked out of the accounts, and she never knew where the money was going. Now, when her husband's health started to really deteriorate, she got a letter from the doctor saying that she needed to become the power of attorney, and that would require 2 signatures from immediate family members. She did not want those people to be her children. She thought they were too young to be dealing with that situation. So, she asked his brother and sister. They declined. Actually, they did not respond. Now, at the same time, her mother-in-law, so her husband's mother, needed to be moved to a retirement home, and her husband's sister sold all of the mom's belongings, and then the mom was living with the sister. And the mom provided them money to handle their household obligations and even do a renovation on the house. Her husband's brother and sister had 16 children among them.
That's a clan.
That is that's a 1A football team of kids.
Small but mighty, baby.
Yeah. Shout out to St. Jude.
Jude.
Out there playing football with 12 people. Now, she said after Grandma died, They never saw a will or never saw any estate documents, but her and her husband were given money off and on for about a year. And she said she still did not have access to her husband's accounts. Cone break. There you go. Now, what did her husband constantly do? Constantly running out to the mailbox. Always checking the mail. To the point where it became weird. And she said one day she decided to check the mail before her husband and found out that he canceled his $700,000 life insurance policy. She tried to reinstate the policy. It didn't get reinstated. He died 2 months later. Now, she said after he was put into a rehab facility, when his health started to noticeably decline, she got access to the bank accounts. And she noticed that all the money was gone. No money in the bank accounts, no money in their investment account, no money in their retirement account. She looked back at the paper trail and realized that over the course of the previous 10 years, $45,000 a month was taken out. Now, first off, they tell me they got a lot of damn money. $45,000 a month for 10 years?
Magic City, baby. Magic City will do
Something going on.
King of Diamonds, somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
V-Live.
So, just to wrap this up, when she saw that, she asked her husband, of course, this is before he died. He refused to acknowledge that he had anything to do with it and even told her that he blamed the banks. She contacted the family accountant. The accountant came to the house with the husband sitting there, and the accountant told him basically the money couldn't be moved out unless one of you did it. Her husband left the room. The accountant looks at her and says, "Hey, I can't help you with this. You need to get a divorce." So, her husband's dead. They have no money. Her and her adult children are devastated. And she just has one question. What happened to all that money?
Where the money at?
Mojo,
Yeah.
can you help this lady make sense of it?
See, you might be looking at this attire and thought that this was purchased from a local gas station, but this was earned at the streets, baby. So, in matters of sleazeballing and dirtbaggery, yeah, sleazeballing and dirtbaggery, those two words you need to put into your vocabulary, your vocab. She got finessed. This seems like a finesse situation, and I don't know what she did as far as to make this gentleman so upset that he just decided to finesse her. Damn her, damn the insurance, all right.
Got a bad, too.
Got a bad.
Started thinking to myself, man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
That's this situation.
That's exactly what this is.
Can you give us some advice on how to move forward, Mojo?
12:30. She just need to owe it. You know what I'm saying? Just fight. She just need to fight. Whoever she need to fight. You know what, Jeff? Now that I think about it, she probably needs to find this man's real family, the people that he really cared about and loved, and gave all these funds to, because it wasn't her.
No, obviously he didn't love you. He has another wife and child or children somewhere, and they're the ones who got the money. $45,000 a month for 10 years is a large amount of money to make disappear without somebody noticing that new stuff is showing up at the house. It's like drug dealer problems. You can't hide $45,000 a month.
And then you didn't think anything was a little suspicious when he going out there to the mailbox like, nah, baby, I got it. He going out there with that hospital robe with the ass out, you know what I'm saying, just holding the back of it like this, just running out there. He limping. He coming out there with the IV and shit. No, I got the mail. Don't you worry about it. I got it, baby.
Finna had to file as a sex offender because he keep letting his nakedness show to the children in the neighborhood.
Exactly.
You didn't think none of that was weird.
Can't get no ice cream on the block because he got his ass out. Whole naked ass
Everything. Letting y'all see it. Just sickly. So here's the thing that I picked up on this.
Okay.
Why does that man whole family hate you?
What she did?
The mom didn't like you? The brothers don't like you?
Brothers didn't
The football team of kids didn't like y'all?
Didn't like you at all.
Because the whole family is in on hiding this from you.
What exactly were you doing to this man?
You approached them and said, hey, my husband's dying. I need power of attorney. Can you sign this paperwork? And they was like,
You did.
no, we can't.
You did. It's over with.
Don't worry about it. You did something to him.
What was you doing to this man?
Look, you can hate, we've seen situations where people get divorced. They literally hate their ex-spouse. But they don't hate their ex-spouse to the point where they're going to do something to hurt their children. This man basically said, I'm cool with the children taking the L, but you can't get none of my munchies.
Not an iron dime.
So all that leads me to believe is you did something to that man.
Either she was screwing out of both pants legs. No, women wear suit pants now. You know what I'm saying? She was screwing out of both pants legs, or she was mangling that man parts. Just getting down on them things like Mr. Miyagi.
He hit him with the Daniel-san. Just he in the bed
You
sleeping.
like it? No, I was asleep. What the hell you mean? Hell no, I don't like it. That hurt.
You hit him with the Boston butt seasoning. You gave him a dry rub. Hit him with the Daniel-san.
They gonna love this. Oh no, that man didn't like that. He ain't like that at all.
You trying to start a fire with that man's stick, Jeff.
No, that went in. That did not turn him on. That dominatrix stuff you got out of Reddit, you could have left that wherever you found it because he didn't like it. Because he didn't like you after that.
He had a real problem with you, and he obviously told his family about it, which made them have a problem with you too. So where did the money go?
His real loved ones.
The only obvious solution is it went to his real family.
Yeah, not you.
So how can you fix this? Legally, you cannot. It's an L. Now, is there something you can do to make yourself sleep better at night knowing that you basically got finessed by that man that you was mangling for them years because he was down and disabled? The only get back is you got to find his real family.
His
I'm
real love.
his real wife.
His real wife, not you.
And his real children.
It was never you.
No. And you got to run up on the real Miss Johnson. We're just going to give her that name because you the fake Miss Johnson. You got to run up on the real Miss Johnson. And you got to put them hands on them.
Hands team.
Now, let's give you some advice. You didn't know about the real Miss Johnson. Oh, but she know about you.
Been ready, been doing Taebo, Pilates, that Billy Blanks, all that. Waiting on your ass.
She got that hi-ya waiting on your ass. So when you pull up, you better pull up correct.
So when you pass by going to Miss Johnson's new house, you make sure you stop at the first new construction site that you find. Load your minivan up with as many loose bricks as you can possibly carry. And you get ready. You get to chunking them some through that new window. You get to chunking them through that new front glass
Take
door.
that Porsche out.
Take that new Porsche Cayenne on out.
Get you a couple of 2x4s. Hacksaw Jim Duggan style.
Ho!
Yep.
Every first and third, because you ain't finna get an iron down.
Because I'm going to tell you now, Miss Johnson ready.
She ready?
Soon as she see you pull, because she know what car you driving. See, she know everything about you.
She already know what you look like. You don't even know what this woman look like.
See, you going to think you going to run up on her in Publix and she ain't going to be ready. She going to snatch them earrings off real quick.
She going to pull a you on you.
Yep. Soon as you holler out, hey, Miss Johnson, she going to turn around and be like, oh, yeah, I was waiting on this.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's get it.
You and your kids better be ready. Because they going to fight for their husband.
See, that might have been the mailman kids. See, that was the problem.
You did something to that man.
You did something to him.
Look, you kept telling that man you were going to take tennis lessons. And then he watched you play tennis one day and saw how sorry you were at it. And he put 2 and 2 together.
It ain't take long.
She ain't bit much practicing no damn tennis. Now that I think about it, it ain't a racket in the house.
Got one racket. Ain't a piece of mesh in the middle of the racket. Just look like a hula hoop.
It looked like a racket from when black folks wasn't allowed at Wimbledon. Yeah. Pre-integration.
Ooh, Lord.
So that's all the advice we got for you.
What you mean, baby? This the Arthur Ashe one.
Oh, Lord. The Arthur Ashe 1.
The Arthur Ashe one.
Original. So, hey, that's the advice we got for you. You can't make sense of stuff that don't make sense. And we are keeping an account that you wrote this letter from your point of view. I would be curious to see what his real family says.
What the real Miss Johnson got to say about this?
Because they probably like, man, my husband's live-in aide, keeps harassing him. Because that's what you were at this point. You would have helped.
What type of bimbo was she?
You were doing something. You did something. He didn't like it. His family didn't like it. And now you want to write into us and think you're getting sympathy. Oh, but we own to you.
We know.
We know you're lying.
We already hip.
Mm-hmm. We know you were pulling the Daniel son on that man meat. Yep. Rubbing your hands like Birdman. Yeah. We know what you were doing.
And while he was asleep, mind you, waking him up.
Yeah, you waking him up wrong. Wrong.
You around here like Misery.
Mm-hmm.
That man ain't like that.
That
He ain't
man
never like that.
look,
you got to kick out of it.
He over here fighting for his life, dealing with radiation treatment and all kind of stuff. And this is what you decide to do? You sick.
Right, doing like.
You sick. And you got what you deserve. He played you to the end. Last dying wish.
He said on his deathbed. I think he's gonna say something.
What are you gonna say, baby?
Broke. Bring him back. I think he was about to say something important.
Then he gonna look back up. I never loved you.
You did. You just as dead as him. Hang it up, sweetie. It's over with.
Oh, you over there beating on him? Baby, wake up. He just looked up one last time. Got you. Oh.
Oh, Lord.
And we out. We'll see y'all on the next one. Hey, you want your questions answered? info@Talking Cash Podcast.
You might win your free jug of corn.
There you go. Hey, I told you we're giving out prizes this year. Good for disinfecting, anti-corona, all that.
Astringent.
Mm-hmm.
Crank car up. Anti-defrost.
There you go.
You name it.
Clean your car battery.
Boy, what you
Clean
say?
toilets. Shine your flow good.
What?
Mm-hmm. Get them J's looking new.
There
Comb.
it is. Comb. We out.